Peace.
What up, man?
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to give you your flowers today.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're going to do a little history lesson so we can take it all the way back and then work
All
our
right.
way up to what you currently got going on because you got some recent releases that the people should know about.
Yeah.
For those who may have forgot, may not have never known, take us back to where Jayo Felony was born and raised.
Oh man, what's good with it, man? Shout out to the mighty Portsmouth, VA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my riders out there, man, in the projects. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised in San Diego. I came out here as a kid. Shout out to Southeast San Diego, 47th Street Market. You know what I mean? All the lokes. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
J.O. Felony up in you. What it
Yes,
is.
sir. Can you maybe adjust your volume? It sounds kind of
Can you hear me?
uh,
Good. Let
if
me
you could
see.
probably maybe turn it down a little bit or adjust it.
You good? We good right there?
Um,
We good right there?
yeah, it's kind of echoey. Maybe it's the earbuds.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Good?
I could I can hear you
All right, all right. Would it sound like an echo or something?
just a little bit echoey, but we can make it work.
All right.
Okay. Take us back to a day in the life of J.O. Felony as a teenager growing up.
Oh man. Shit. Southeast San Diego, running around Ozark, Market Street, just living life, you know what I'm saying? Have my comrades, that I grew up with. It was really like more like a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely more love than once niggas grew up, it seemed like things change, you know what I'm saying? Like, some cats, you keep that camaraderie with, you know what I'm saying? But some cats fall by the wayside. But I had the time of my life growing up, you know what I'm saying? I always had fun, always had good people around me for the most part, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those cats I'm still cool with to this day, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
it's just life. Some people you fall out with, you know what I mean? Just even in regular life, you know what I mean? Some people you fall out with, and some people you keep a cool bond with, you know what I'm saying? That you really got love for, you know?
Right. Any obstacles J.O. Felony had to face growing up as a teenager?
Um, just being incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? Trying to become a rapper and always rapping through all the street shit. You know what I'm saying? But I always kept a notebook with me no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So I always had a passion for being an MC, no matter regardless of what life was putting in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And even in when I was incarcerated, I try to enter contests, rap battles, shit like that, and luckily I was winning first place, so it was building my confidence up, even in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? My confidence still was getting built up because I always studied my craft. You know what I mean?
Right. At what point did you start getting involved with gangs throughout your teenage years?
Uh, Probably like around 12 years old, something like that. Um, just walking to my neighborhood, going to school. It was like I had to walk through 47th Street Market. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of my homies was hanging out, and um, I remember I was cool with a Damu cat. He used to rap, so I used to walk him the back way through McDonald's. He was from Skyline. I used to walk him the back way through McDonald's so the homies wouldn't jump him when he came down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like if you would come down the street from school and they see that you was a blood, they would like jump you and then they'd take your shoes and throw them over the telephone pole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So niggas is trying to avoid going down that way, going from home. They try to go the back way. You know.
Right. Before getting into music, what were some of your musical influences during these years?
Oh man, one of my biggest musical influences was LL Cool J. I remember back then he came out with that record "I'm Bad" and everybody was, you know what I'm saying, like tripping on how lyrical that album was. You know what I mean? Easy E, Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube is one of our favorite rappers. E40. Shout out to E40. I'm just, you know, a connoisseur of rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like I love, um, you know, all kind of MCs. Like Karis One's one of my favorite MCs. You know, it goes a long way. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, you know what I'm saying? All the cats that's really gods on the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
At what point did you started getting involved with rap?
I started really like when I was in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was a kid, and one of my homies named Baby Bird. He used to wear glasses and shit, and we thought we was Run DMC and shit. You know what I mean? So we got into a contest at the high school, and we ended up winning first place. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, my confidence was always getting built up from, you know, getting into contests like that, talent shows, and just being around the neighborhood rapping. You know what I mean? So it was really like, you know, we was loving hip hop. That's like way back when Crush Groove and shit was out like that. You know what I mean? So you know, I was I'm a real big fan of Run DMC. Shout out to Jam Master Jay. That's who got me in the game at a young age. Gave me my first opportunities with Jam Master Jay, rest in peace. You know, Hollis Queens in the building. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting on soundtracks. Like that was the first situations I was on a Jason's Lyric soundtrack, which starred Jada Pinkett, Eddie Griffin, Forrest Whitaker. You know what I mean? That was my first line of situations that I did. Then I did a soundtrack called the Show soundtrack, which had Tupac, Dog Pound, Snoop, Bone Thugs and Harmony. It was definitely one of the classic soundtracks in hip hop. You know what I mean? So I got an opportunity to be on that. Shout out to Jam Master Jay for making that happen. You know what I mean?
Earlier on, what was your creative process? How were you formulating your songs? Did you have to wait for a beat, or were you always constantly writing in the pad?
I would sometimes I would just write to a track. I would hear a song that I like, you know what I mean, and I mimic the track in my head, and then I just write lyrics to it until I can find the right track to fit what I was, you know, that'll go with my subject. You know what I mean? So I usually back in the day I used to be in the fucking bathroom a lot. Like when I was a kid, I try to isolate myself in the bathroom, and then people get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out the bathroom. I gotta take a shit. You know what I mean? All the bullshit. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I used to try to isolate myself and block out the noise and just, you know, try to create. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real thankful for that, for just trying to be creative, because it's taking me to another plateau right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can finally use my imagination and put it behind film, put it behind documentaries, things like that. You know what I mean? Just taking my creativity to another level as opposed to just me being an MC. So I'm looking forward to me being behind the camera and bringing my imagination to life on a whole nother level, and you know, helping other guys that's coming up rapping and everything, and show them what not to do and what you don't have to do to be successful, and you still can reach your fans without compromising your you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compromising your livelihood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just about having fun with what you do, and you know what I'm saying? Just believing in yourself, having fun with what you do, and be good at it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. If we can go back in time a little bit, before the soundtracks, before the record deal, what kind of dues did you pay to get your name out there and to get Jayo Felony known out on the streets?
What you mean?
Music wise, what did you do? Any like shows, talent
Oh
shows?
yeah, what it was. I was doing. I was putting out music on consignment, right? And the shit started selling. I wish I would have really kept that format, because the money was coming in like drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I would leave music on consignment at the swap meets and stuff like that, and then both sides was buying all the music up. A gang of Don Moves was buying my music, Crips and everybody else. You know what I mean? And I wish I would have kept that format as far as staying independent like that because of the way the money was coming in, and we just refill them, give them what they want, and they added cash right there. So that's how I really started out, and by making music like that, it got the attention of Jam Master Jay. Onyx, what up? Fredro, Sticky Fingers, my nigga, what up?
No
You know what I
doubt.
mean?
Did you actually do a demo and shop labels, or did it just automatically go into Jam Master Jay's hands?
Yeah, I did a 2-song project, like a single, and that's what was selling in the store. So when I connected with Jay, I already had a single that was selling already. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
once I did the deal, the first thing I did was the Jason's Lyric movie and the show soundtrack because Jay had so much juice with Russell Simmons that I was able to get on those projects by signing with JMJ Records. You know
Right.
what I mean?
After those 2 soundtracks, how did life change for Jayo Felony?
Oh man, it was crazy, man. I remember back then, man. I used to wear the Guess jeans and all the stuff, man. I had new wardrobe. I was doing my thing. Had a new car. You know what I'm saying? I was like 19 years old, and it was just at the time, it was really like a blessing with me being a kid and being signed to Def Jam because a lot of my favorite rappers was on that label, and and by me being signed to the main company in New York, it was just crazy. Like I was signed with where Slick Rick and EPMD and LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest rappers in hip hop. So um, it was like a blessing, man. And then, I had you know, um, when I left JMJ Records, I got signed directly to Def Jam. And Leor Cohen did the deal where he gave me a 10 album deal. You know what I mean? So I would still be putting out records. And a lot of the West Coast artists got dropped at the time, and I was the only one that didn't get dropped from the label. So I remember Leor telling me I never had no whack juice, like I was a dope ass MC or something. We don't want to let you go. So I would still be making albums right now on Def Jam if I made them release me out of my contract. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't want to be on a label like that, so I just wanted to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a point like, nigga, I'm out of here. Let me just, capitalize off the fans I already built, and I'm gonna ride that out. And whatever comes with that comes with that. Whatever don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Uh,
I was good.
Going with JMJ, what was the initial details to the contract at first?
It was like I was signed to Jay by someone that knew him. You know what I mean? Like I met a manager out when I was in Virginia. I was on the run from YA from the Youth Authority, right? And it was like once I turned 21 years old, and they got to give me a dishonorable discharge, and they wouldn't be able to lock me up anymore. So I went to the East Coast, and I ended up getting the situation, and I was signed to that company. You know what I mean? You know how you sign to a company that they signed to the fucking company. So after all that, um, Leor got me out of the Jam Master Jay contract and the contract with the other party, right?
Gotcha.
And
Right.
signed me directly to Def Jam. So at the end of the day, on some real shit, my rap skills saved the day for me. You know what I'm saying? Like because if I was a whack nigga, I would have went out with Jam Master Jay and the other nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It would have been a rap. You know what I mean? I mean, my man, being a good MC take a nigga a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like through all the
Right.
bullshit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, um, I'm just thankful to be able to get another opportunity at making music again, even on this level. And I think I'm at my best. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't get caught up in the generation shit. You know what I mean? Like only hip hop does. You know what I mean? Try to put a label on you, like, oh, this nigga's old ass nigga. Just in life, niggas to call you an OG. and they don't even know you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nigga, how the fuck you call me OG? I make me want to smack you, cause you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of offensive. Like, it's a way to call a nigga an old nigga on the slide. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's up, OG? Like, if you don't knock it off, like, especially when you do that to a nigga that's been in a gang and shit. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga might not even look at himself like an OG, because you know some older niggas that's real killers. You know what I'm saying? And you like, nigga, I ain't even know OG, cuz. Like, you don't even know me, nigga. You know what I mean? Or Damu, nigga, they'll be like, blood, nigga, what the fuck call me OG, cuz? You don't even know me. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's kind of, it gets offensive to certain niggas in a certain situation. You know
Right.
what I mean? But a lot of young cats don't understand that, so they just be like, "Oh, gee, what's up?" You know what I mean? Do 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 do. They don't even know they offended a motherfucker, but they gonna keep walking, fuck around, get choked and shit.
Right.
Bring your little bitch ass here, nigga. Come here, little nigga. Like that movie, like fucking when that nigga choked Jody out and shit. That OG nigga choked Jody and
Baby
shit.
boy.
Yeah,
Was it
you know
baby
what I
boy?
mean?
Yeah.
You got a
Uh,
baby boy some of these little niggas sometime, man. Man, try
going
to
back
shoot a nigga.
going back to the debut album, did JMJ give you any advice going into your debut album?
Yeah, most definitely. I made a lot of music when I was in Virginia. I had a manager. His name was Nate Motley. I made a lot of music with producers that we had. My boy Tim Clark. Shout out to Tim Clark. My boy Cricket from out here in San Diego. He made a record called "Piss on Your Tombstone" for me, and those records actually helped me get my situation with JMJ Records. You know what I mean? So I was working with a lot of producers, and then once I did the situation with Jay, I ended up flying to New York, getting the pad out there in Queens, and we started making the music for the soundtracks, and we started recording for my first album, which is called "Take a Ride." So when I started hanging out with Jam Master Jay, that was some of the funnest times of my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time you had Def Jam comedy going on, you had Martin Lawrence being the host, and Russell Simmons in New York. You know what I mean? It was just cracking, man. And just being in New York, wearing the Fat Farm clothes and Adidas, and you know what I'm saying, just being a part of all that. Um, it was crazy. So my memories is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? I actually got an opportunity to get on LL Cool J's album, working with Exhibit and Snoop Dogg. Um, I was working with my boy Bimmy. Bimmy was helping me with my album out there. Shout out to Bimmy out in Queens. Um, I used to hang out with him a lot. You know what I mean? Out in New York. You know what I mean? So it was crazy, man. He helped me make my second album. Uh, um, when I had Tina Davis, she was my A&R, and her and Bimmy was working on my project. You know what
Right.
I mean? So I had a lot of fun out there. I remember living in New Jersey, and I had the pad with the jacuzzi out there, man. And I had my boy Caviar from Compton, from Southside Compton. Him and OD came out there with me. They was producing, just living up, man. I remember it was snowing out there one time in April and shit, and it was hot, but it was fucking snowing and shit. And I was like, man, you know what I mean? It was just, I remember I had a lot of good memories out there. And then all of a sudden, niggas start gangbanging in New York. I'm like, man, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, I guess, man, you know what I'm saying?
What was your train of thought? This is your debut album. What was your train of thought going into that album, and what was you hoping to accomplish?
Oh, man. Back then, I was just, trying to make a way, make a name for myself as well as San Diego. You know what I'm saying? As well as put VA, Portsmouth, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I was always shouting out where I was born. You know what I mean? And I still got loved ones and my family still out there. So I was just representing, man, putting 47th Street on the map. You know what I'm saying? And representing. Shout out to my homie Lil Bull, rest in peace. He was actually one of my G homies from my hood that was singing on the song Sherm Stick. And I remember my bro Ice Rock. We was riding in this Seven Deuce Glass House. He had a blue Seven Deuce Glass House on chrome Dayton's and shit. And we was rolling one day smoking weed, and we was playing that song, that Teddy Pendergrass song, And I ended up making Sherm Stick out. He like, nigga, you need to make a song of this. So I took the idea to Jam Master Jay in New York, and we ended up making Sherm Stick. And I had the privilege of my homeboy singing that hook on there. He rests in peace now. You know what I mean? So when
Right.
I want to remember him, I go pop that song in and bang that record. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sherm Stick was one of the initial songs I heard back in the day that got me hooked on you. Um,
Yeah.
for us in the Midwest, Sherm was new, but to you guys out on the West Coast, it was maybe a way of life. Can you detail how the inspiration came for Sherm Stick and some of the things you've seen firsthand as far as Sherm?
Oh man. Sherm will make you take your clothes off. Like, like I didn't really smoke it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really heavy on it, like smoking it all the time. But I smoked it a couple times with my homies, and like like you mix it with. I like when you mix it with marijuana. Kids, I'm just saying, you better not never do this. And mix it with marijuana, and it's way better than cigarettes. Like, right? You know what I mean? So, like, I remember one night we mixed it with marijuana, and we was at a party one night, and this girl, we just started kissing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I hit that, I don't know. It's called lovely for a reason. Like, it make you, you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy feeling, man. You know, so I made a song about the shit. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was talking about chronic at the time, so I wanted to talk about something different. I couldn't talk about crack, no shit like that. The niggas would have been like, "Cuz out here smoking crack," you know what I'm saying? So it's a different type of a look you get. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never smoked no crack, goddamn it. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like Sherm was like a spearmint drug. But if you don't know what you're doing, it can fuck around and take your mind, and your ass won't come back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have seen some cats, they still walking around in their socks on the street and shit. You know what I mean? Because they ain't know how to snap back. But it's not something you want to do if you don't have a strong mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The
Hey,
song
this ain't
was
wine either, man. This is chocolate dark almond milk with ice.
no
Kids.
doubt. That song was so hypnotic, almost undeniable. Did you catch a backlash from the subject matter on that?
um, yeah, it was kind of crazy because when we was like doing the video and then like when it played on the radio, they was trying to make me say something else other than Sherm Stick, which Sherm is an actual cigarette in the store, so I didn't understand. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was saying I'm smoking PCP. I'm smoking a cigarette. It's a Sherman cigarette. You know what I mean? It's actually a cigarette. So I didn't understand that, but they was making me say other. They were making me say bomb stick or something like that, and it kind of threw off my wham. You know what I mean? But that's about it. But I know it was a classic record because a couple cats that I respect, like MCs, told me they love that record, like Raekwon and Nas, cats like that. You know what I mean? So, and then I had the privilege of Method Man. We did a show out in Riverside with me, Keith Murray, Redman, Method Man, all of us, and we were on tour. And Method Man performed the record Sherm Stick. You know what I mean? So that was dope. He hopped out in the crowd and did the whole record. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? It's I had a lot of great times in this rap game, you know?
Right.
So,
Uh,
I'm just
what are some
reminiscing.
What are some of your best memories of the recording sessions for Take a Ride?
Oh man. I remember when we were doing the actual song Take a Ride and I heard that melody and Jam Master Jay was working with another rapper at the time named Joe Sinister. And I think he was working with Eric Sermon as well. And when he heard me uh, like doing a melody like Prince, like you know what I'm saying? Like it was just me being an MC. Like I would write stuff for a nigga to sing. Like I'll write the shit and I'll tell you like sing this right here. So he was tripping when I was like, "You left your panties in my hotel room, and I'll be coming back for you again." When he heard me doing all that, he was like, "Man, fuck Joe Sinister, man. We going to the studio with this nigga right here." You know what I mean? So it was crazy, man, that he was seeing the talent of me being a writer. you know, at a young age like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then my boy T-Funk that helped him produce that track, he actually had some uncles that were from Plainsfield, where the funk originated in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So he had some cats that was actually a part of all that George Clinton, you know, funk. You know, so he brought his uncle to the studio, and he actually sung on "Take a Ride," and he sung on the record I did for the Jason's Lyrics soundtrack as well. But hearing him in there after he had a couple drinks, man, and he got on that mic and started singing, and all that soul come out, it's like, man, some stuff you just can't put a price on. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
just priceless, man. And
Uh,
Jam Master Jay shooting the Mac out the window, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jay, man. That was my dog.
when that album dropped the fall of '95, what was the reviewer saying about the album, and what kind of reaction did it receive from the general public?
Oh man, it was great. It was crazy that because I had a song on there that everybody was loving called "The Locust on His Own." Mom's is tripping. She got a block on her phone. You know what I mean? And we had a video for that record, and I remember taking my homies all from San Diego because we had to go shoot the video in LA because at the time it was less cost worthy to go to LA instead of making the camera people come here. You know what I'm saying? So we all went out there to do the Jason's lyric video, and I mean, Locust on His Own video. And at the jail, I had all the homies playing parts. We dressed up like we was really in jail and beating up people and all the shit. So we got to act out the whole scene. So it was crazy, man. And I think like a lot of rappers were telling me that that was their favorite album. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys like Ice Cube and Dub C and you know, the West Side Connection. Like they gave me a shout out on their first album, which was you know what I'm saying, had me on a level like, wow, you know what I'm saying? They recognize the lyrics. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Dub C definitely gave me a shout out on the first West Side Connection album. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it was fun, man. And it was crazy that the only feature on the Take a Ride album was supposed to be Tupac. You know what I mean? That was the only feature that was gonna be on that album, and I missed out on getting the feature because I was in San Diego, fucking smoking. I was smoking a Sherm. I ain't gonna lie, I was smoking Sherm, and I missed out on the feature. Tupac came out there like he was with Jay before the night he got shot. He like, where the
Oh
fuck
wow.
Jayo at? You know what I'm saying? And I missed out on that one feature that was gonna be on that project, and that was Pop. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
Overall, was Jayo Felony pleased with his debut album?
Yeah, I definitely was, man, because I was able to use my imagination. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those songs I wrote when I was on the run from the Youth Authority, you know what I mean? And I was able to, being on the run, I was able to secure me a fucking deal with Def Jam. You know what I mean? I was able to get on soundtracks and able to make an album while they were looking for me in California. You know what I'm saying? And um, it actually being around Jam Master Jay, it showed me how to, uh, even though I already knew how to make songs because I would come with the title and the hooks, but it showed me how to rap to different tracks. You know what I'm saying? And see these guys work on music before I even put a rap to it. Like on one time when I made Penitentiary Bound, I was smoking some Sherm and shit, and I got on the fucking plane and I was high as fuck. And when I got to New York, when I got to New York, and the car came and got me, and they took me to the studio, and I heard Penitentiary Bound, and I heard them chords like it was church. You know what I'm saying? And I started to sit down, nigga. It's time to clown. The way they got shit now, everybody's penitentiary bound. It was like a chant. You know what I mean? And I remember working on that record until the sun came up, and I remember the sun coming through the blinds, and I know Jay was like, "Nigga, we got us a dope ass record." That shit was off the chain, penitentiary bound. So I just remember times like that coming in, acting like I was a bird and shit on a plane and shit. I'm high as fuck going to New York. You know what I'm saying? My song might play on Def Jam on a comedy show or something. You know what I mean? it was just dope. It was a dope experience for me. You know what I
Right.
mean?